welcome back to my channel. Sas here. I'm here to do another review of 90 Day Fiancé. It's pretty good. I really am here for Robert and Anny. I am here for it. Before I talk about them, let's talk about the new couple, the new participants. Okay, we have Michael and Natalie. Michael, he lives in Squam, Washington. Honey, let's just call it Side Ditch, Washington, honey. Population 7. I said, honey, when I tell you that is a small town. Now, he decided to buy this farm from his dad. I think it was like 26 or 27 acres, okay? And you know, that takes maintaining. That takes upkeep. All right, money he didn't have. Okay, so he started off buying this, and he got into a little bit of debt. Now, the person who helps him on said farm is his Uncle Bo. Now, Uncle Bo is living life, child. He has no stresses in his life. He don't have no debt. He don't have no woman, honey. In all of the shows, past, present, and future, honey, Uncle Bo is the one less stressed. Honey, the only thing Uncle Bo need is his 2 teeth, that bone, and some beer. And honey, Uncle Bo good. Uncle Bo said, listen, I done lived. Because Uncle Bo look like he done seen a many of jail cells. I'm just saying. Uncle Bo have seen some things. Honey, you can't be walking around here in life with no teeth in your mouth but them 2 fangs, honey. You see his mouth? He done lived. So, I digress about Uncle Bo. So we have Michael. Michael said that he was married before, but his wife said, listen, I don't want you no more. I want a woman. So, she left him for another woman. So, you know, he was hurt by that. But here and there, he dated women, and it just didn't work out. So one of his homeboys married a girl from Ukraine. Now she has a sister or a best friend. Was it the sister or the best friend? I think it was her sister. She was single. She was pretty. And Michael was like, well, look at here. Let's see where this goes. Now Michael, he's, you know, 6'7". He became depressed after the divorce, and he just started eating his feelings, child. He blew up to almost 400 pounds. He was big. But then he got himself together. He got the carbs together, and he lost, you know, 80 pounds, okay? So he was a little bit confident in himself because he said that his Ukraine woman is pretty. What is this Ukraine woman doing with me? Okay. This big, huge, goofy guy from Side Ditch, Washington. So, he wanted to meet Miss Thang. So, he got him a ticket, and he went over to Ukraine, and honey, had a fantastic time. After 2 weeks, he knew this was the woman for him. He proposed to her. Okay? So, he was ready. Well, there's a problem. There's always a problem. Okay, always, you know, with the visa, there's a hiccup. She has a hiccup, all right? So they're FaceTiming each other, and they're talking about the visa, okay? So they're waiting on the decision to be made. Well, she brings up kids. Well, he was like, oh my God, pump your brakes. I want kids, but it's just not time for kids right now. Financially, I can't handle it. Okay, I can't handle having children right now. I'm broke. Honey, my credit cards are bleeding. Okay, so she don't know all this. He has not told her the extent of his debt and how broke he really is. So later on, he gets a phone call from her, FaceTime, and she has devastating news, child. Honey, that visa didn't work out. She cannot come over to the United States, and she is heartbroken. Because, see, she's tired of this FaceTiming. She's tired of the phone, and he is too. And she was like, won't you just come over here? I want to see you. But, again, he ain't told her that he broke. So he broke down and said that he will get a ticket and go and spend some time with her in Ukraine. Child, if you ain't got no money, where are you getting the money from? I just don't understand this show. These people always squalling about, I don't have this, I don't have that. I got to take from Peter to give to Paul. But all of a sudden, boom, you can get a plane ticket, money to go to another country. I just don't get it, y'all. I guess if you want something bad enough, you will find a way. All right, let's move on. All right, let's get translator and desperation out the way. Anna and Mursel. Child, I told y'all Anna. She making this eye right here twitch, y'all. She's making my left eye twitch. Every time I see her. So Anna, as we know, Mursel broke it down for her mama and says, listen here. I cannot tell my family that Anna has 3 boys because they will disown me. So that's going to be a secret. So, of course, Anna, she's conflicted. She's upset. Okay. How dare he keep her boys from, his family? Is he embarrassed by them? Okay. Why can't he tell his family about her boys? Well, let me tell you some desperation, Anna. Okay. You are blinded. You are in need of a man so bad, okay, that you will stay with a man, that you need a translator app to communicate with, and someone who can't even tell his family about your children. You knew all this when you met him. You knew all this when you was going over there to Turkey. You knew all this when you introduced translator app to your boys. You a fool. And I don't have no type of respect for you, desperation, Anna. You're desperate, you're sad, and you look pathetic. So they're at the park, okay? And she's on that step. Can you tell me why you can't introduce your family to my boys? Ooh, Lord, I just wanted to reach through that screen and just bust that phone. Child, I can't, y'all. My patience are wearing thin with these two. Honey, it takes them 15 minutes to say 2 words. I'm like, child. And then here he is. Yes, Anna, I love you. Yes, Anna. Why? Why, Anna? Yes, Anna. With that ridiculous smile on his face like a defense mechanism. So Anna, she gets upset. All right, she starts crying. Okay? Because she says that Mursel seems like that he don't want her boys in their life. Okay. He says that it's going to take years. What did he say, y'all? 10 years? 3 to 5 years? Because Anna asked him. Anna said, how long do you think it's going to be before my boys can be introduced to your family? And what was it? 3 to 5 years, child? She was like, oh my God. So, remember at that dinner, little Gino, okay? Gino was there listening to all this foolishness and desperation and sadness, okay? So, he's home with his 2 brothers. Well, here comes desperation Anna and translator app. So, the boys were talking, and so here comes Anna. Anna was like, listen, he's going to have to be honest and truthful to my boys. He's going to have to tell them why his family don't know about them. So the conversation starts, right? And the boy was like, will we ever be able to meet your family? Will we ever be able to go to Turkey? And so translator app, he was like, yes. Don't know. I mean, just, oh my God. Bottom line is, translator app said, listen, I don't want you. Okay, you came with the woman I so-called love. I don't care nothing about you 3 rugrats. I'm here for Anna. Okay, if it was on me, she would leave you here in the United States and she will come with me to Turkey. That's what he said, sitting right there in front of her boys and in front of her face. He says that he wants her to come back with him and y'all could just stay here and eat off of the floor. That's what he said, y'all. And she's sitting around looking like who done it what for. I'm like, oh my God. So the grown boy, honey, he's on it. He was like, I'm not feeling Mursel. How dare he? He's embarrassed of us. And how dare my mom? Why did she bring this man to the United States to be around us when his family don't even know about us? I was like, that's a smart one right there. Okay, your boys got better sense than you. Even the baby one. The baby boy got better sense than Anna. And then here's Anna. If I have to choose between my boys and Mursel, I'm going to choose my boys. No question. Of course you're going to choose your boys. Really? Okay. We'll see. Desperation. You had no business getting involved with this man to begin with. Because let me tell you something. Not only does he not care about your boys, he don't care nothing about their well-being. He would rather them go without a mother. He is selfish. He is foolish. And honey, he says that his family will cause, it will be this big uproar and all this mess. Child, when I tell you these two, y'all let me know what y'all think about Desperation Anna and Translator app, child. Let's move on. All right, let's talk about Michael and Juliana. All right, as we know, Juliana, she had her little interview for her little, come over visa. All right, it didn't go well. Honey, they called her all kinds of prostitutes. They wanted to know within the past 10 years, have you been prostitute? Okay, of course she says no. She had not been a prostitute, and everybody was in their feelings. Honey, Michael's going to contact the lawyers, all this stuff. So he's back home. And come to find out, Juliana FaceTimed him and said, guess what? Guess what? I'm coming to the US of A. You better be ready. Okay? Because I'm coming. And of course, he was excited. She was excited. And he goes and he picks her up at the airport in this Hummer limousine. How tacky was that, y'all? I am not impressed by none of that. Even the inside looked tacky. I was like, ew. Just ew. And it was white. Ugh. No. Not my speed, but hey. I didn't get picked up by her. So he picked her up and she was just happy. You can tell she was so happy. She was happy about the Hummer limousine. She was happy about being in New York. And she was, just getting the sights, because everything she's seen on TV, she thinks that's how America is. Everybody lives rich. America is this fantastic. So Juliana is telling us, how she was raised. And she was raised poor. Child, Juliana says that she was in some type of sweatshop. Honey, Juliana says that she was somewhere making clothes, making $10 a month. Honey, let me find out that Juliana was in some sweatshop making this sweater for pennies. Honey, she said she made $10 a month. I said, child. Juliana was poor. Now, let me tell y'all something. Now, I'm not one for prostitution. No. I am not one for prostitution. Let me make that clear. But, honey, if this girl who was of age, I'm going to say of age, at the time, she's in somebody's sweatshop in 200-degree inside of a warehouse, making garments, pennies to the day, $10 a month, and prostitution comes up. That's all I'm going to say on that. Now, they get back to the house, okay, and the kids are there, and they are excited to see her. The little girl gives her a hug. The little mature boy, he is talking to her, and they give each other a hug, and they like her so far. And Juliana seems to like them. Okay, Juliana seems like that she's blending, into the American culture. She is so excited. She is talking about, the sights and the sounds, and she is just taking it all in. And I'm sure for her, where she come from, okay, honey, this is something else. And I think that I'm kind of feeling Juliana. All right, I'm kind of feeling her. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Now remember, money is important to her. Okay, so we'll see what happens with Michael and Juliana. All right, let's move on. Tania and Syngin. All right, they're still in New York City. All right, they are enjoying each other's company, child. All right, so he said, what's the plans for today? And so she was like, well, my friends are leaving later on today. And he was like, oh, honey, he's tired of those friends. Honey, he is just ready for some one-on-one time with his woman, And he says, listen, your friends are cool, but when are we going to get rid of them? All right? Because she says that he wants her all to himself. All right, Tania. So they go sights of, New York City, and they go to this little cafe, diner, whatever. And so the friends are like, okay, what are you going to do with your life? What are you going to do when you get to the United States? And so, honey, Syngin was all about it. He said that he wants to be a bartender, a firefighter, an actor. Honey, he said he wanted to be in action movies. I said, now, Syngin, you went from bartending to being the next Sylvester Stallone. Boy, if you don't sit down somewhere, stick to the bartending. So, of course, her friends was like, oh, okay, so you just want to do a whole bunch of stuff. Maybe you need to just pick one and just go with that. Go with the plan. All right? So then they brought up the kids. Now, again, here is Tania and Syngin. All right? They done been around each other. You would have thought that they would have had a better detailed conversation about children. Now, Syngin says, listen, okay, I'm not really here for the kids right now, all right? I see kids in about, 10 years. And so Tania was like 3 years, okay? 3 years, all right? That's when because Tania's all about planning. Organization, this is how it's going to be, and this is what you're going to do. I want children in 3 years. So, of course, Syngin wasn't feeling that. The friends was feeling the friction and the tension and the indecisiveness of this relationship and the conversation, okay? So, later on, Tania and Syngin goes to a steak restaurant, very New York, okay? And here we go with the conversation of the children. And here we go with Tania's plan. This is my 3-year plan, Syngin. This is what I want. I. And so Syngin, he comes back with her. And he was like, what about what I want? Now, y'all remember what that sister told Tania? You remember what the sister told her? She said, honey, it ain't about you. You're going to run this boy off with your planning and you. Okay? But, of course, Tania, she has that plan. All right, so. She says she's been waiting to be a mother. She says that even if Syngin was not in her life, or let's say Syngin is still in her life, within the 3 years, she will get pregnant. And so he was like, now wait a minute, you'll get pregnant even if I don't want any children at the time? She said, I sure will. She said, I have let you know this. It has been known. Don't act like you knew. Okay, so you ain't brand new. You knew all this. So, Syngin, he's feeling a little bit overwhelmed. So, Syngin, honey, his blood pressure going up. His chest getting raised, okay? And he was like, now listen here, don't be coming back at me, okay? When you have children, all right, it is a huge financial burden. Okay, and we are not financially ready to have a child. It's going to take a while. Okay, we got all these things that we need to think about. We got the visa, we got somewhere to stay, we need money for this, and this. And you just thinking that, we should just have children. And honey, this is Tania. Tania said, I will be having children in 3 years. Now, I don't know who you think you're talking to. This is what I want. And I'm going to get it. Now, let me tell you this, Tania. Okay, now. I can understand you want children. I get it. But I also see where Syngin is talking about, honey, you just think that this baby is just going gonna be, honey, you have to be some type of financially ready to have a baby. And you can talk about, oh, it'll fall into place, it'll work out. Honey, you are bringing this man to a shed that's in your mama's backyard that you have yet to get together. Okay? Your shed is full of shovels, rakes, lawn mowers, leaf blowers. Honey, what's wrong with you? And you talking about you ready to have a kid and you are living in a shed in your mama's backyard. Tanya, eat that steak. Eat that steak and listen to your boyfriend. Okay? Now, if it was such a problem, this whole kid conversation, honey, y'all should have thought about that before you got together. Y'all should have thought about that before the proposal. Y'all should have thought about that before the 90 days. But they don't think about that. They wait until they fall in love, get engaged, and then they have a big blow up. And here they have a problem with children. So that's Tania and Syngin. All right. What did y'all think about Tania and Syngin? Y'all think that Tanya's a little aggressive, a little bossy? Child, she was like me, child. All right. Let's move on. Now, honey, let's talk about Robert and Anny. Now, it's the next morning. Bryson finally took his butt to sleep, child. They finally got their on. Honey, he finally broke that back. All right. Honey, they were all smiles. And she was like, you going shopping, right? You going to take me shopping? You said that when I come over here, you were going to take me shopping. And he was like, yes, I'm going to take you shopping. So they go shopping. She's excited, y'all. She's about it. So they pull up and she's looking around, okay? She's looking a little curious. She's thinking to herself, well, this don't look like no mall. Now on TV, the American malls are huge and beautiful. Where we at? Honey, we pull into a parking lot with potholes. She didn't say that, y'all. She didn't say that. But anyway, they go inside this store. Immediately, she was turned off. Immediately, honey, she had that scowl look. Immediately, honey, her nose went, oh no, oh no. So she's looking around and he was like, you know, go around and see what you like. And she's touching the clothes like this. And she was like, I don't like this. She was like, this is ugly. I would never wear this. And he was like, no, you know, what about this? What about this? And she says, no, I'm not wearing that. I'm not wearing them rags. Okay? I am used to designer labels. I'm used to a certain lifestyle. Okay? So here's Robert, honey. Robert was like, what is going on? You said you want to go shopping. Where we shopping? Okay? So this little girl comes over. And she was like, can I help you, find anything? These are used clothes, but they're clean, and honey, why did that little girl use the term used or worn or somebody else's clothes? Honey, Anny was like, excuse me. She said, used. She said, someone else wore these? And so here comes, Robert. And Robert was like, yeah, they still good, it ain't nothing wrong with them. There's no rips, there's no holes, they clean, yeah, they're good used clothes. Honey, she says, oh no, you must have thought with you, I got with Robert. I didn't get with Macklemore. Now let me tell you something, I'm not here for the thrift shop. Okay, I'm ready to take my feet to the street and leave. And she says, oh no, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Honey, she storms out. How dare he bring her to a thrift shop, Salvation Army, Goodwill. So she gets into the car, honey. She was mad as fire. You hear me? And so Robert was like, what is up with you? You have got to be kidding me. I cannot believe you are acting like this, okay? You said you wanted to go shopping, so I took you shopping. She was like, oh, no. Okay? You said that you was going to take she was bad. So then she brings up the phone. She says, you told me that when I come to the United States, you was going to give me the new iPhone 10. That you was going to bring me designer clothes. Okay? He was like, girl, he said, you are being real selfish and childish. Okay? I just cannot believe you're doing this. And he kept saying that he cannot believe how she's acting. She is ruining the day, that this comes as a shock. Even though last week we seen her having a fit because she couldn't access that money. All those angry emojis. Honey, I'm not shocked. So, he's upset, she's pissed. So they're going out to dinner because, you know, they got a babysitter for Bryson. So they was going to go out for a nice meal. So they go out to this restaurant. And it looked real nice, you know, from what I seen. And so she's looking at the menu. They got some drinks. And she was like, this is the kind of menu I want for our wedding. And he said, what menu? She said, this menu. He said, fish. And she was like, yes, this is what I want. He was like, oh, no, girl. I don't know who you think you're talking to. We going buffet. That's what we do. And she was like, oh, no. She says, oh, no. He says, you know, there's a difference between a wedding and a ceremony. And she was like, I want both. Okay, this is what I want. You want the champagne lifestyle on Michelob budget. Girl, if you don't sit down somewhere. So Robert was like, oh no, we having a buffet. In fact, we're going to get married at the courthouse and then we're going to go bowling. Honey, when he said that, I said, Tanya, what size rental shoes you wear again? Bowling for love. Y'all, when I tell you that part took me out, she was like, oh no. She was like, absolutely not. So the food comes. And she says, I'm not eating this. I'm not eating it. And so he was like, you're not going to eat the food? And she was like, I'm not eating the food. Now let me tell y'all a quick story, friends. Can I tell y'all a quick story? It only take a few minutes. When I was in college, it was this girl that lived in my dorm. And she was very spoiled. She was from Ohio. And she is used to getting whatever she wants. Whatever she wants, she got. All right. So this fella asked her out. All right. Asked her out on a date. So they went to this restaurant. It was a new restaurant. I can't remember what it was. But the wait was an hour and a half. And so he was like, oh, no, we're not going to wait. Okay? All right? Hour and a half. No, we're going somewhere else. And she was like, no, let's wait because I want to eat here. He was like, look, I'm hungry. Okay? I don't want to wait. You know, like, we can come back, you know, next week or whenever when, you know, the newness, you know, gets, you know, hit off a little bit. But there's plenty of restaurants. Let's go to another restaurant, you know, and enjoy ourselves. So she sucked it up, buttercup. She get in that car. They go to another restaurant, and honey, she's steaming because she didn't get what she wanted. So they go to the restaurant, okay, ordered the food, and she's sitting there still mad, okay. And she was like, I'm not hungry. I'm not going to eat this. And he said, okay. Y'all, when I tell you this boy, honey, not only did he eat his food, he ate her food. And when I tell y'all, he didn't make it quick. You know, he wasn't just eating it just to get it over with, you know, the date, you know, real quick. Oh, no. He took his time. He enjoyed the 2 plates and the bread and the appetizer. He enjoyed all that. Honey, every bite he took, the more upset she got. Now, mind you, friends, this was before the cell phone. Didn't nobody have no cell phones back then, child. Okay? So the only thing she had to occupy her time was anger. So what did he do, honey? He ate those 2 plates. He ate the bread. He paid for the check. He got up and he said, you got 2 choices. Either you come with me or you can wait for the bus. So what she do, friends? Because Miss Ohio ain't getting on no bus. Now, mind you, honey, mind you, she was spoiled. She thought she was cute, okay? The sun didn't shine till she woke up that morning. So, get back to the dorm, and honey, when I tell you he sped off, honey, she didn't even shut the door good. Honey, he was out of there. So I'm in my room, and I hear a little knock, knock, knock. She comes in, honey, she is crying, snot flying, mascara all over her face. She was a black girl, mascara all over her face. Honey, her hair, honey, she done sweated out her relaxer. I said, girl, what is going on? Did you run back from the restaurant? So she proceeds to tell me this story. And she kept saying, he was wrong, right? Right? Wasn't he wrong? I'm in the right, right? I said, girl, if you don't get up out my face with this stressed face, girl, you all the way wrong. Not only was he not going to wait for an hour and a half, that man hungry. He gave you options. He said, we can go back next week, which means he liked you and he's willing to go on a second date. Girl, what's wrong with you? Oh, no. Because of your being spoiled and being selfish, okay? Instead of you sitting there eating that creamy Alfredo pasta, you sit here eating tears. Looking foolish. You had to tuck your tail in between your legs and get in that car being embarrassed. Child, I will never, ever forget that story. Never forget it. Well, as time goes on, she was still embarrassed. So she went ahead, she swallowed her pride, and she asked this guy out on a date. She asked him on a date, and she apologized for her behavior. Girl, y'all, when I tell y'all they are still married to this day, they got 3 children and 2 grandkids. They are the cutest couple. But when I seen that with Robert and Anny, I immediately thought about those 2. And I was like, child, honey, that's one of my favorite stories. But anyway, so the dinner was uncomfortable. Robert is still in disbelief that Anny is acting like this, acting like a child, selfish, shallow. He even says, I don't even know about this, okay? I don't really know her like I thought I knew her. I mean, it's only day 1. And there's all kinds of red flags. You don't know her, Robert. You only knew her for 8 hours. Before you knew this was the woman of your dreams. Okay? You only knew her for 8 hours. Honey, she can show you better than she can tell you. And honey, she's showing you. Okay, so they leave dinner, they in the car, she's still mad, she's still talking about the iPhone 10, she's still talking about designer labels, and she says, I don't want to sleep with you. I want to sleep far, far away from you. And he was like, well, you can bust that couch. She says, oh, no, not me. I don't sleep on the couch. And he was like, well, I ain't sleeping on no couch. Okay? You can take your butt to that couch. Okay? I ain't getting on no couch. And she was like, I want to sleep far, 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 far away from you. So they get back to his place, and she's still upset. She goes into the bedroom, and she was like, I'm sleeping here. He was like, I'm sleeping here too. This is my house. I pay the rent, okay? If you want to sleep on the couch, take your feet to the couch, okay? I'm sleeping in my bed. So she was sitting there pouting, face cracked. I said, she looked real dumb. Real dumb, okay? So they have they going back and forth with each other, and then he was like, well, I have something for you. And then when I tell you, she perked up when she seen that bag coming towards her face. And so she was like, ooh, what is this? And so it's the lingerie that he bought for her. And she was like, oh, thank you, baby. Thank you. Oh, this is sexy. This is sexy, baby. Thank you. I was like, girl. I was like, Robert, don't you fall for the okie doke. Don't you fall for that sweet voice, her batting her eyes. Don't you fall for it. But of course, he did. She went into the bathroom. She put on that lingerie. And she was like, what do I look like? Sexy, sexy. She says that she's happy now. She says that she's happy now. Because Robert bought her sexy clothes. Robert was happy too, child. Honey, Robert didn't care nothing else about that fight. It was out the window. All is forgiven. Alright? So, anyway, guys, I saved the best for last. Now, I know I was not the only one who was disturbed by the birth of that baby. Emily and Sasha, let's talk about it. What in the hostel, conjuring, Saw movie kind of hospital was that? I was like, now this ain't nothing but creepy. The lights was all flickering. It was all dark. They had the whole, they were showing like the air vent. It was all rusted up. The equipment looked like it was 1862. I said, child Emily, you don't take your butt home. But it's too late now, honey. You chose to have your baby in Russia. I said, now I know they are doing this for effect. Because, honey, that hospital was creepy as crap. And I'm like, where's all the other patients? Where's everybody? Is Emily the only patient y'all had in that backwoods, down the alleyway, creepy hospital? Child, Lord. I said, oh my God. So, of course, there's Emily screaming, yelling, because, honey, she in pain. Okay, her water done broke. The contractions was 10 minutes apart. Honey, Sasha, he says that usually, men are not allowed in the birth room, when their woman's having baby. Well, that just means that he wasn't there when his other children was delivered, child. That's all that meant. Y'all catch that? But they allowed him to be there because, of course, she's not really that fluent in Russian, and they needed a translator. So, the doctor, he's hen and han, and he's telling her, what they could do, and she was like, look, I'm in pain. Okay, it's hurt. So they're like, you want some pain medicine? We can hook you up. And she was like, yes, Lord. So she got the epidural, all right, and the pain subsided. And here is Sasha's there, and hours go by, and, he's saying he's talking to her family in America, and they worried. Honey, you wait till they see this. I bet you last night her sisters and mothers and cousins and everybody was looking at that like, child, I know she was not up in the hospital in Saw. In that Saw movie hospital, child. So, she starts, delivering. And so the doctor's like, you're going to need to push. You're going to need to push this out. And it is hurting her. I mean, she is just like, I can't do it. I am tired. Look, I'm tired. I've been doing this for hours. And so the doctor said, okay, it just ain't working. We're going to have to do an emergency C-section. And y'all, when I tell you, when they showed that, and child, is it just me? Or did that doctor seem a little rough? Child, when he opened up that stomach, it was just like ripping it. He pulled that big baby out. Did they ever say how big that baby was? Honey, when I see that baby, I said, y'all, let that baby just walk out on his own. It looked like that baby can run a marathon. Honey, that baby was big. Looked like he could just go out, just come out eating chicken. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Just getting on out of there. So he's like getting this baby out, and honey, when they pulled that baby out, that baby was limp. That baby was like, honey, not moving, not crying, not nothing. I said, oh my God. Honey, I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, just cry, just cry, just cry. And so Sasha was like, why ain't the baby crying? Why ain't the baby crying? And then eventually, honey, that baby got to squalling. Honey, that baby is big. Head full of hair. That baby is a cutie. Now, I don't know what the baby's name is. It was long, and I don't know. But, she seemed fine. Okay, Emily took it to the chin. I was like, Emily, you better go. Okay, good for you. So, Emily and Sasha had a healthy, I think it was a baby girl. Was it a baby girl? And honey, she was sitting there. She had her little pouch on. She's healing. But honey, she was just like, oh, look at our little beautiful baby. I mean, she seemed fine. But honey, for her to get that baby out, honey, it was intense. I was like, ooh. But, it came out fine. And the doctor said the baby fine, the mama fine. Don't y'all worry about these flickering lights and these rusted up, vents and child. Anyway, guys, I am going to go. That is it, child. I don't even know how long this video is. Y'all say y'all want some longer videos. Well, here you go. Alright? You better hit that like button. And let's talk about it down below. I want to see a lot of comments. That's what I want to see. Alright? Alright. Until next week, friends. Bye.